The leading Democrat on that legislation is my source tonight, California Congressman Khanna, and it's great to have you here, sir. I wonder, when it comes to what the White House is pushing for now, after facing so much pressure to release parts of the grand jury testimony that can be released, do you think that's a good start?
It is a good step, and they obviously are responding to what Thomas Massie and I are doing in Congress and the fact that there are 10 Republican co-sponsors. The problem is, Kaitlan, that most of those grand jury evidence files are concern Epstein and Maxwell. They aren't concerning all of the rich and powerful men who may have engaged in illegal conduct. And the second problem is that is subject to a court's order, whereas there's a lot that the Justice Department has in terms of interview memorandum, in terms of texts and emails that is in their own discretion to release, and they can do that while protecting the victims.
When it comes to what the push is for on Capitol Hill, with the number of co-sponsors that you have, can't you force a vote come September?
We can. In fact, we could have probably forced it earlier, and the Speaker is well aware of this, and that's why I think he's going to adjourn us early next week, because they don't want the 7 days to take place. Massie and I introduced the bill. It has to sit there for 7 days before we can have the discharge petition. So as soon as we come back from recess, we will have the votes. We will have all 212 Democrats. We have 10 Republicans right now who've co-sponsored, and none of them have taken their names off since President Trump has made the statement about the grand jury. And I expect that we're going to get more Republicans engaging in and co-sponsoring this.
Okay, so you're saying you will force a vote come September. I want you to listen. You mentioned Speaker Mike Johnson. This is what Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi had to say about how this whole saga is playing out.
You know, again, this is a distraction. This is a distraction. We have major issues right here with things we're voting on today in the Congress, again, in terms of the rescission that the President and the Senate have sent back over us to cut all of these resources out of helping poor people throughout the world, to America play its leadership role in soft power to keep us safe and to keep us healthy, so that viruses know no boundary. And instead, we're talking about this thing, and his own basis has its own views of what the president should do. I'll leave it up to them to talk it out.
Are you contributing to what she says is a distraction?
Well, not only is it not a distraction, it's one of the most important issues. I'll tell you 3 reasons why. First, there are a lot of Democrats who say fight, fight, fight. How about fight smartly and strategically? This is the first time in my memory that you have actually legislation that is splitting the MAGA base. When else, on any scandal, on any issue, have you had Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie, Tim Burchett, Lauren Boebert, all align with Democrats to say Donald Trump isn't doing what he promised? Second, this is about who do you trust in government? Whose side are you on? Are you on the side of protecting rich and powerful people who have had too much sway, too much influence for decades? Are you against this corrupt system, or are you going to protect them? And so I think it goes to the fundamental issue of trust in government, and is the Democratic Party going to be a populist party?
So why didn't Democrats introduce this kind of legislation the last 4 years?
Well, there are a couple of reasons. One, Donald Trump ran on this, and he said he was going to release the file, so he raised the stakes. Second, Pam Bondi went on national television and said that there was a Epstein list. Now, I know she's walking it back and saying she's just was talking about a file on her desk, but they have so raised the stakes of this that now ordinary Americans believe that rich and powerful people are being protected and that the government is hiding something. So it now has become an issue of trust. But you're right, we didn't raise it in Trump 1 or Biden until Donald Trump has made this a symbol for corruption in government.
Congressman Khanna, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.